Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Author. My name is Anissa. I am the Crafty Author and welcome to Sewing Talk Tuesday. So I am super excited for this week's project. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you what Friday's project is going to look like so that you can gather all of the materials that you need in order to make this really cool project. So without further ado, I will show you what it is that we're going to be doing. So I figured it was time to make some new pot holders, but this one is a little different. I am so tired of when I go to grab the handle on my hot skillet and I burn my hand every time. So this time I'm going to make a pot holder where I can actually slide my fingers in there and I won't get burned. So this is a really quick and easy pattern to make. I just put one together. It took me about 30 minutes. So, and I've never made one like this before. So, hey, you know, it was a lot of fun. It was easy and it turned out awesome. It also gave me the chance to use up some really neat fabric that I have that you've seen actually here on Sewing Talk Tuesday. And so here we go. This is it. I found a use for my donuts. So this is what it looks like on the back side. I have it upside down. So you can see my little donut truck. I actually quilted this. It's not perfect because of course, you know, I was doing a mock-up. That's how we do it around here. So that's what this is. And I had so much fun making this. I freaking love it. So I'm going to make a bunch more, just so you know. So this is how it works. So I just take my hands and I put them inside of here and look at that. Voila. So now I can grab that hot handle and I can even do it with my left. It doesn't even matter if you're right or left-handed. It works perfectly. You can just grab it and hold on to it while you're stirring, or if you have something in the oven, you can just grab it and pull it out and you can make two of them and you can do it that way. So I love this because it is so simple and I just think it works really well. I also love this because it is very much a scrap buster project. So if you are like me and you have tons of scrap laying around in your quilting room or sewing room, then this is a really nice project for you to use those up. So here's what I did. I just used the same fabric throughout. Now you do not have to do that. You could actually use, you know, mix it all up and do it however you want. Plus mine has a right facing pattern, so I wanted to make sure mine was right. As you can see, this portion here is upside down, but I don't care because, you know, it's just going on my hands to take it off. So I used a 1/4 yard for this, and I was able to cut 4 of these round circles. So again, the pattern will also decide on what size you decide to make your circle. So it's really up to you. I recommend just using a bowl. Just eyeball it and say, hey, okay, you know, this is how big I want it, and use a bowl and go that route. So I used this fabric that I have. This is way too much fabric, by the way. You don't need this much. I would say if you're going to make more than one, go with at least a 1/2 yard. That should give you at least 2. And if you're going to do it differently, then you'll just need about a 1/4 yard to cut 2 circles, okay? So you can kind of go from there. You're going to need some pins because you're going to need to be able to draw the circle. I found that it was much easier for me to draw the circle than it would be to actually cut it out with the rotary cutter. And it just turns out a little bit more even that way. You'll need a ruler, you'll need scissors, you'll need a rotary cutter. You're going to need pins and quilt clips. Quilt clips. You're gonna need something to hold it together. You'll need your sewing machine. You'll need thread. I highly recommend a walking foot for this project. You're gonna need some scrap batting. I'm just using scraps. You'll need 3 circles for this. So make sure you have enough for that. You'll need some scrap fabric for your little pieces right here. Okay, you don't need very much. I mean, really, you don't need much of that at all. So if you have something super scrappy laying around that you want to use up, now's the time to use that. And this is what I used to cut my circle. This, in case you don't know, is my grandmother's. So, man, these are really old. My grandma, she passed away. How old is my daughter? About 28 years ago. And this was passed down to me. So some of these buttons are even, I mean, they are so old because, let me tell you, I remember playing with these buttons as a kid. So, yeah, so some of these buttons are really, really quite old in here. But anyway, that's what's in this little tin can here. This is the lid to it. I mean, it is really old, but I love it because it belonged to my grandma, and my grandma was such an awesome person. She really was. She never had a bad word to say about anyone, really. So it's a very special thing, and here you can actually see here, wow. So I'm going to share this with you. So I have an Aunt Judy, and I don't even think Aunt Judy is still alive anymore either. She was my grandpa's sister. And she used to knit slippers. And my grandma has it in here, the instructions on how to knit those slippers. And she calls them Judy slippers. How cool is that? I just love that. I love finding things like this. I did not expect to find this today, by the way, in case you were wondering. So anyway, very, very special and dear to my heart. So that is what I used to make my circle for my hot pad. Like I said, you can use a bowl. And so yeah, that's what we're going to do. This is going to be Friday's tutorial, so it will go very, very quickly. It's fun, it's fast, and I find that it's really perfect for the summer because, you know, it's hot and it's hard to get in the mood to make heavy quilts when it's so hot outside. So this is a fun project. It's fun to make your hot pads and those kinds of projects in the summertime because then you don't have all of this weight on you when it's, you know, 95 to 100 degrees outside. So that's fun. And also it's a great time to celebrate Christmas in July because, hey, Christmas is coming already. I can't even believe I just said that, but it is. Christmas will be here before we know it. And so these hot pads make an excellent Christmas gift. And if you haven't checked out my tutorial on how to make the jumbo-sized squared hot pads, you really should, because those are amazing. You know, I get so many compliments on those hot pads because they're oversized. You know, normally you get the little small square ones, but when you're working with pots and pans that are big and oversized, it's nice to be able to put it on an oversized hot pad. And so, and even when you're working, you know, pulling something out of the oven, sometimes you need something that's just got a little more, you know, oomph to it. So, you know, I will link to that video so that you can check it out because that one is a lot of fun too. And it's also a great way to use up all your fun fabrics, you know, and your scraps, and it makes great gifts. And this one you can put batting in there or you can put Insel Bright. So I have Insel Bright, but I didn't put it in here just because I don't think for what I'm going to use this for, I need that. But if you feel like you need Insel Bright, then I suggest doing it. Mine are strictly for holding the handles on the pans because we have stainless steel pans and they get super hot. And then, you know, and I go to stir, like when I make homemade macaroni and cheese for my grandkids, and I burn my hand. So that's why I'm making these. These are strictly for that. Now, if I'm pulling stuff out of the oven, I might put just a layer of Insel Bright in there. And if you're not familiar with Insulbright, I will show you what that looks like. All right, so this is what Insulbright looks like. It has like a fuzzy side on one side, and then it has this like metallic on the other side. This is the heat side. So this is what you would want to get if you're going to stick it in the oven to protect your hands. So you can pick this up at Joanns. That's where I got this. I think Hobby Lobby might even sell it too. I have just about, I think I bought a yard of this. And I got this when I was making the oversized hot pads that I was just telling you about. So this stuff is amazing. It works great, and I highly recommend getting it if you're planning on doing that. And if you're planning on making these as gifts, I would recommend doing that as well, because you never know what people are going to, you know, use them for. At least when you're, you know, making your own stuff, you know kind of what you're going to use it for. But so yeah, that's what I would do. So gather your materials and get ready, because on Friday I'm going to teach you how to make this really cool and easy pot holder. That is it for me today. If you'd like to follow me on social media, the links are down below in the description box. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and please, please, please give this video likes. The YouTube algorithm is really slow right now because there's less viewership on YouTube, so I really need some help getting my channel shown at this point in time so that other people can see the cool projects that we make here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click that little bell. You'll get notified each and every time that I upload an awesomely cool new video. And keep on crafting. I'll see you guys next time on Friday. Bye-bye.